support. However,
I think it's Malphite mid, which and
Oh
there it
no,
is.
there's the Annie,
don't be mean to Surge.
and all of us sound sad because we are.
I just hope he can put it to
The
bed. And
Annie
just
really hasn't been significant in either game thus far. I want to see a mid that has more presence.
I didn't even realize there was an Annie the first game. And the only reason I knew about it the second game was because it was doing poorly. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Annie pick, especially if it was already picked the first game as well. It seems like Omega Squad just wants to pick the same champions every time, regardless of success.
focusing on a lot of comfort for their mid laner there.
I don't know. I feel at this point you've shown that the Annie's not going to work out, so I'd rather go for something a little less comfort pick, and it can't be worse in the second game. I mean, it can, but I would hope not.
It certainly can't be, but at the same time, if you're going to put him on a champion that he's not comfortable with, I'm not sure that you'd have any greater success. You'd just make him uncomfortable and then end up with the same result. I'd much prefer to see a champion that he knows how to play and has played consistently, just because regardless of a situation he's put in, if you know how to play your champion, you're always going to be more effective than if you don't know the mechanics of your champion through and through.
That is fair.
But
I counter you. Does he only know 2 mid laners?
He does not know only 2 mid laners.
I don't know.
I'm trying to get to the benefit of the doubt.
I think if Surge played an assassin that could maybe take relapse off the Kayn pick.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I'd like to see that would change both of the problem laners that you and I have been talking about, getting some other jungler and then also getting some other mid laner.
We start back up the tournament draft.
I'm also a bit worried about Omega Squad's lack of a true tank.
Certainly could be an issue, but it doesn't seem like they've been doing very well in team fights regardless of the tank, so maybe they're just looking for more of a split push option. Or hoping that the Alawi can burn down a lot of the front line for DGX.
I don't know, that Cho'Gath was a pretty successful tank that first game.
This Cho did get banned this game, though.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, they have had success with tanks. Like, I don't know. I would like to see a true tank somewhere.
Although 4 top laners did get banned from DGX.
True. I don't know what their champion pool is, so if that's the only one that they feel comfortable with, then definitely pick that. But
no, Monkey plays Fiora, Sion, Cho'Gath, Singed.
Yeah.
Mordekaiser, he has a pretty good champ pool.
He's beat
us. The Mordekaiser would actually be good here. You can isolate the Ashe from the fight.
I'm not sure the Ashe is always really the issue, though. Ashe does a fair bit of sustained damage, but a lot of what she does is just keep you close enough for everybody else to do the damage.
But that's what I'm saying. If you get the Ashe out of the picture, you can engage much easier because you will no longer be slowed.
True, but I'd almost prefer to get rid of the Zyra, who's just locking everybody down for the entirety of a fight and also putting out some damage with her plants.
That is also fair.
I want to see Annie come up in the backline with Kayn.
I want to see Annie pop some fools.
Let's see if Annie can keep up with the assassin.
I think if Annie comes into the backline with Kayn, that could really turn some team fights for them.
I definitely agree. That's going to require a lot of vision control and a lot of setup, especially because Kayn can go through walls and Annie unfortunately cannot. So they'll have to set up a lot of control words to make sure that she's not spotted out trying to get that flank.
Yes, that is very true.
Alright, I will be right back. Nature calls.
Thanks.
Thanks for the info.
I appreciate that we all know now. The rest of the draft playing out as, well, was drafted. Does look like it's going to be a Karma top with a Malphite mid lane and Zyra at support, as widely agreed it should be, with the Morgana for sustain, which is kind of off for him. Sustain typically a tank support if memory serves.
The Morg is a very good pick into this team comp.
It absolutely is a good pick, but it's a bit of a strange one coming out for sustain. It kind of be like putting me on a tank. You'd be a little confused.
We'll see how it plays out then.
I'm fairly confident he'll be able to pull it off. It's just very interesting to see him on something other than his patented tanks,
As a
especially.
Morgana main, I expect big things.
We always expect big things. Always expect big things. Hopefully this game goes about as well as game 1 did and we get a very back and forth game. Always more interesting in my opinion.
Yes, like the ban and WMD games. I don't know if you saw those.
I was unable to watch those, unfortunately.
First one.
Would you say private? I did not hear anybody DC.
I also did not.
Private, you're going mad.
You're hearing things.
The voice is too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that's exactly what's going on.
What's going on? What I miss?
Don't worry about it.
Damn it. Oh, are we talking about the Ramus top? Hold on.
We're not talking about the Remus top because it is not a Remus top. You'll notice that Turtle Stance is just in the support role as opposed to switching everybody around. So he's actually still the top lane. They're just moved everybody up a little bit because he DC'd from the first tournament draft for whatever reason.
Gotcha. Cool.
Otherwise, 2B Hentai would have moved from the support role where they have been dominating to the ADC with a Zyra, which would be interesting to say the least.
I don't know. He's hit enough skill shots at this point. I believe he could do it.
He absolutely could. However,
I'm not saying it's the best pick.
following,
Yeah,
not a good idea.
you make some good points. So how do you think Karma fares against the Alawi? Because Karma has the range for the tentacles, but is also squishy AF.
Very squishy, but the shield does give her a fair bit of burst protection, especially from the Alawi's E if she does land a couple of grasps and gets the vessel out. I think the Karma should be able to handle the laning phase fairly well, but I'm not sure how team fights will go.
I definitely agree with that.
I don't think Karma will have enough pressure to stop Alawi in lane.
No, not even with the ranged as well as the shield to get herself out of danger, if not, or mitigate some of the damage coming through.
I mean, she'll be able to poke, but she won't do enough damage to, shove Alawi out of lane, I think.
I don't think she has to shove Alawi out of lane, though. As long as she is destroying the tentacles as they spawn, she should have a pretty even laning phase, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I just meant it won't be, Karma's not the most significant top laner to play into someone like Alawi.
No, absolutely not. But eventually, if you keep avoiding enough of the Q slams from Alawi and mitigate as much of the damage as possible when you do get hit, even if you're not poking and doing a whole bunch of damage, eventually it's gonna add up.
It will, but you have to remember Alawi also gets the lifesteal off of the tentacle rave party. So we'll see if she'll be able to heal through the Karma poke or not.
Oh, if she can get on her, she will of course win any fight. Alawi is a much better continuous fighter than Karma is. I don't think anybody would argue that, but the point being, I'm not sure there will be very many consistent fights.
You say something, Private? Oh, yes, sir.
Not 12 this time, nor 13.
Or 13.
Yeah,
I
it
have
depends
faith.
if I'm talking and notice when we get in or not, Oh, we're in, though, so I
I am
noticed.
paused.
I am also paused.
7, 8, 9, pause. And we have the crab emoji coming out from Morgana. Spicy.
Of course. Of course.
Man, I thought you were going to count down from 10 and I was going to be very angry.
It was going to be an interesting decision if you were going to select 10 as opposed to 3. But
I was probably just going to start it.
Of course you were.
Looks like we're going to get 5 point from both teams.
Great, now I have to move everything around on their team.
I took the time we were waiting for Picken to catch up to do that. Rammus getting a little aggressive with his team, pushing their way into Omega Squad's jungle.
A little
Just
bit
getting
of
some
vision,
vision
which
to
is
make sure
good.
that Kane does take his Raptors first. Kane taking the opportunity to flash his mastery, as one does.
Right.
As one does.
Got to assert your dominance.
Vision dropped in the pixel bush by Kane just to make sure his red doesn't get invaded on as he backs. Both junglers taking the drop a ward and pick up Oracle approach.
That's a fun approach until you
Bloody
get
Carrot
invaded after
did
you
take
leave.
cleanse again this game.
He did. Then again, they do have a fair bit of CC. Not quite as much CC that can be cleansed, but still CC. And with him being their primary range damage dealer, I don't see why it's a bad pick. Hopefully this time Sustain will pick up the Crucible a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I don't know, because the cleanses are going to be super useful against Ashe, because every time she attacks you, it resets her passive. And Malphite ult is Malphite ult. You don't really get to cleanse that, you just get to die, so.
You just get to die.
The taunt, I do believe Cleanse does cleanse the taunt from Rammus. I'm not sure if it does, but that was my understanding. And with Zyra having roots, it's certainly not a bad pick. It may not be the optimal pick, but if that's what you feel is going to give you the best chance, then it's certainly not a bad pick.
Yeah. We see Annie getting chunked out by this Malphite early, already at half HP, but Malphite is also at half mana, so we'll see how long this poke lasts before he runs out.
Malphite does have a lot of mana issues early on, though depending on how he builds, he should be able to take care of it rather quickly. And with Arcane Comet as his primary rune, it's very likely he went Mana Flow Band, which will assist
Alawi
in
gets,
mana issues.
Alawi gets the first totem of the game, and it is spawning tentacles like crazy, and Kane's coming in for the assist here, but I don't think they're going to get anything. Tentacles doing some damage though, Karma down to around half HP. And the wave is also pushing into Alawi, meaning she can set up this freeze, and with Kane right there, Karma's going to have to be careful stepping up, except Kane's going to back, so I guess Karma can do what she wants.
While that happened, Rammus came in on the mid lane and put Annie at half health, giving Malphite a fairly significant presence advantage, for lack of a better term.
Monkey doing very well in this lane right now.
Up 3 CS. Keeping Karma poked out. Karma poking right back, though.
Oh, minions might
Monkey
do
about
some
to
damage
die.
here, but a level up
Careful.
saves Alawi from too much damage. But Karma's going in. Can she get the kill? She might. Karma, first blood solo kill in the top lane. Alawi doesn't expect as much damage as Karma can put out, and Karma puts Alawi in her place and sends her back to the respawn.
I think it's fairly safe to say that Karma does have the damage to push Alawi out of lane now.
Can confirm.
Monkey taking way too much minion damage for absolutely no reason.
100%.
Aside from being melee.
Yeah.
No, it's because his positioning was just very weird.
No, I was trying to set up a freeze, and she was doing a
Yeah,
like,
but doing it
taking
that low
yeah.
was a
So she
mistake.
took a lot of minion damage there before that came in. And Kane's going in the bot lane, but I'm not sure if
Rand
he's
is
going
there to answer.
The W misses. I think they're just gonna have to back up here. Morgana
There's
misses.
an hour,
Ramus
and you might be
counter
able to
gang going on the Morgana, gets the stun, and there's the exhaust, and she is down. Ramus gets a kill here, and they're not done. They get a second kill onto Kane. The mastery comes out from Xayah. She wants to get more wins after
Zyra.
losing that first game. I believe a teleport came out from Malphite there. Yeah, I don't think that was necessary. It was
That
a
was
pretty clean counter gang for Rammus there, but he's just there to make sure they secure the kill.
Alawi doing a fairly good job pushing Karma back under tower. Giving herself some room to breathe while also trying her best to deny farm from Karma, even though she is half health.
I don't know. Karma's trying to do it again. We'll see if she's not gonna run. Oh, she might run her down. Alawi's going back in. She's poking her out. I think Alawi's a bit tilted, and Karma gets another solo kill here. Alawi losing HP, but refusing to back up.
I wouldn't put Monkey as the tilted type, but certainly taking bad trades in this point.
We'll have to see when he gets back to lane. True.
He's likely relying on the hit of 6 as well as the Conqueror procs to keep him alive just long enough to burn down the Karma, but to little avail and gives Karma a second kill. Not a good look this early in the game. Kane coming in. With the Morgana.
Looking for these engages, but these lanes... Sorry, go ahead. There's another taunt, and Morgana has to flash, but the Malphite all comes in! It gets the Morgana! And he's trying to get something back in return, but she's getting chunked out as well by the Zyra roam mid lane.
Has to flash away from the plant to survive.
That was a beautiful counter gank by Zyra there. Even though she's not the jungler, the follow-up there was fantastic, along with the Malphite ult to knock up both parties. Yeah, Kane's having issues because he's going in for these ganks on lanes that are pretty far pushed in, so he's not getting a lot of running room to run him down. And this is going to be a free Drake, basically, for the team switched around again, DGX.
Mega Squad trying to get a little bit of a trade, but Sustain puts his damage down a little bit in front of Zyra, just showing that she can, but not hitting.
Morgana blast comes over the wall and tries to get a root, but misses.
This is the root.
Oh,
That would have been
Morgana,
big.
Morgana plays are painful for me right now. Oh.
And all this time, Annie's away from lanes, just giving Malphite time to catch back up and farm. Already up 2 kills. Just
I'm likely
significant.
going aggressive here, maybe. Trying to look for something. Karma poking her out, though. I don't think she survives this, but the tentacles are giving her some healing, and she does not get the totem, which means Karma can just walk up without being slowed and chunk her. And Karma's at almost full HP, while Alawi's at less than a quarter.
Absolutely. Zyra on the bottom side of the map, just clearing out some vision. Loud.
She oversteps here. Karma's gonna get a third solo kill in the top lane. This Alawi's just getting smacked. I don't know, I feel like tilt might be coming into play here. A little bit. I'm just seeing constant engages from the Alawi when she's at low HP, and this Karma's just dancing around all the engages.
Be very off schedule for Monkey to be tilted, but what's likely happening is he's getting caught in a position where he can't get away from a root, and is just doing his best to try and keep his farm lead, because that's really all he has at this point. But with the 3-kill deficit, it's just this game is already getting away from him on the top side, which is usually Omega Squad's high point. And with 2 more kills on the mid lane and another on the jungle, this is DGX's game to lose at this point.
Yes, Kame is topside, and I'd like to see a top gank here, because I think that's the only way to really get this Alawi back in, but we'll see. Nope, Kane's content with farming. I'm not a fan of this Kane pick. I feel like the champion's not being utilized to the best of their abilities.
It's a very different way than you use it. You use it as Blue Kane to run down everybody you see and lose the game. I'm not salty about that game, I promise. But
Oh no, I needed the kills for the Lilia quest. I wasn't trying to win, I was trying for kills. No, even if we're ignoring the running it down, Kate, Alawi needs support from her jungler here, and that was a perfect spot. Karma was pushed up, and it would have been a 2v1 there, but Kane is going back to farming, and I don't know, Kane needs to hit his form. It's 7-0, and I feel like he needs to start having a map presence here if Omega Squad's going to bring it back.
Absolutely, but going in on a Karma like that fed while she still has flash really just kind of seems like a death wish to me.
That is fair.
Particularly when they know you're coming, because he did get spotted out by the vision that he cleared.
I did miss him getting spotted out by the vision. That does change my tune a bit.
There was a ward in the tri-bush that
Gotcha.
Granted, he had Oracle with Rammus coming up here.
Another easy kill.
This game is just getting away from Omega Squad before it's even really begun at this point. Just over 10 minutes in and already 8 kills for DGX and none for Omega Squad in return. Almost a 3,000 gold lead already opening up. Not quite there, closer to 2,000 at this point, but slowly they're approaching.
Malphite goes for the tower dive and gets a solo kill on the Annie. Just poking her out, then finishing her off with the ult.
And Rammus giving a free
rift here.
The Lowy pushed back, Annie dead, and Kane just now coming up to his topside jungle. Very poor map management, all things considered. Morgana walking all the way up to mid lane to drop a ward and then walk all the way back to bot lane. Still level 5, that level 6 yet to come through, and that's a big one when you've got the Jinx.
Definitely. We got some pings going on for drag, I believe. Check the objective timer here. Yeah, drag's up in 20 seconds. Cloud.
That's interesting.
Omega Squad does have lane prio on both lanes, at least with minions concerned, but again, with how far they are behind in the game, I'm not sure how much they'll be able to do.
With the Mana Moon first buy for Ashe and the max of volley first, this is very definitely a poke Ashe as opposed to an attack speed Ashe.
That is true. We got a TP coming in from the Lowy, but Rammus is going in. We got the Ashe ult going in on the Annie stunning, but not much there. We got some poke going on. We get a taunt going in on this Alawi, and Alawi's almost dead. She has to back up here. Rammus going back in for round 2. Getting the Kane. Kane's going to get taken down, and that is kill for Ashe. But they do have to back up here. We get the taunt on Alawi, but that's not enough. Alawi's going to try to, and she's back in the game with a 450 gold shutdown onto the Rammus. Alawi's tentacles, even if she's behind, does massive damage, and she's here to shut down the Rammus, so neither team has a jungler, so both teams will probably have to back up from this dragon.
I'm not sure they'll have to back up with the man advantage still on the side of DGX, and Annie at half health, Jinx very low. I think they could very easily take this if they chose to, but took too long with Kane back up. I imagine they'll just reset everybody and then go back for round 2 of the team fight. The only flash on the side of Omega Squad right now is that on Annie. Which
flash in the game right now.
Only flash that... Very true. Which is a little bit more problematic.
Morgana getting caught out. She goes golden, but her ult doesn't land, and she's just going to get clapped by the Malphite. Ashe getting the kill there, donating the kill to the ADC, so Ashe is now 3-0-3. DGX is looking strong. 4-0, 2-1, 3-0, 3-0, and 0-1 and 5. No lane is a weak lane in this game for DGX. Malphite just dodging allow a Q, just casually strolling down the lane.
This could really be a very short one with 2 Drakes and...
I might have time for game 4 after all, boys. Ashe ult coming in just to secure the tower. Oh, the Zyro ult coming in to knock out. There's one! And there's going to be a cycle. Oh, no, maybe not Alawi with the lifesteal to keep her alive there and turn the tide. Jinx ult comes in. She gets 1 kill and she's looking for more. She's going on the Zyro. She takes her down to a 4th HP. Slows her and he's going in. Alawi misses the E, but Jinx is going to be able... Oh, no. Alawi gets it with the tentacle first. You know, Alawi not doing great in lane, but she is now 2-4 picking up these kills in these team fights. And Alawi, even if she's a bit behind, can easily start snowballing at any point if she gets kills.
Both of you doubted. I think that kill's a lot stronger in Alawi. That gives them some more team fight presence. And with Ashe already so big, they need a lot more onto the Jinx in order to catch her up. So I think it really does go a long way to put it onto the Alawi for now, as opposed to the Jinx. What do you think, Pickin?
I definitely agree. I think the Jinx is going to scale either way because it's Jinx. And I think this Alawi is going to need help she needs all the help she can get to be a presence to be able to split push. So I definitely like giving the kill over to Alawi here as well.
What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I agree. Jinx is doing fine in CS, and she's definitely behind the Ashe, but I think Alawi needs it now too to just help get an item on her, get him relevant in the game right now. Or more
Jinx
so,
is-
at least.
And Jinx is beating Ashe in CS, so
Yeah.
Karma might have been caught out here. Got the nope, never mind. Karma's going back in, and the Rammus is here to help and is going to get the kill on Alawi there.
Yeah, Morwell
Maybe
did
get a
not
taunt,
hit Rammus,
but nope,
though.
Kane's there to counter jungle. Or counter gank, that's the word.
Remembers top for both teams. And a little late to the party, but Rammus looking to catch her out if he can, just clearing vision to bot lane for DGX with only Jinx there to defend. The Ashe arrow coming through to stun her. The cleanse gets her out, but the root comes through. So there's a decent amount of damage, but the cleanse does end up saving Muddy Carrot's life there.
In top lane, we just have the DGX and Omega Squad sending 1 or 2 people up trying to defend or take this tower, but really the minions are just crashing. Neither champion can do anything about the other team, and they just let the minions die. Wash, rinse, repeat here. Malphite, though, looking for Annie, but is unable to catch up there. At what? Not 17 minutes.
Usually a good number. 12 minutes
Yeah,
is
this
usually
Kane
good.
has been late on his form for the past 2 games at least.
Kane's been late on the form because he refuses to gank.
That is very true.
Yeah, I don't know. AirPod and Gabriel keep giving me flame because earlier I had a Kane game where I was just going for kills to get Lilia's haiku. But in all seriousness, Kane does need to gank and get the souls so he can transform one way or the other here. In all 3 games, Kane has been very farm heavy, which I don't think best suits the champion, especially when your farm does so
It
much for
doesn't
your
suit the
abilities.
team or the champion.
What certainly suits the team, the champion. I mean, what's happening is Relapse is using Kane's ability to quickly clear his jungle, to clear both sides, and try to keep as many camps on cooldown as possible. But what that good farming ability is supposed to be used for is you can farm quickly and then gank, and then you can go back and farm quickly and then gank. But he's kind of skipping the gank portion of that so far.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Kane can have good early pressure.
But at this point, without a form, I'm not sure what you can do.
Yeah.
No, that's what the problem is. If you don't have having no form on Kane at this point is basically not having a Kane at all.
And getting form at this
It's
point is hard
18
too because you
minutes
don't
and
have
you
your
don't
bonus
have form.
ability. You don't have your bonus ability stuff to help you fight, so you're going in super weak.
This is. I hate to say it, but it would be a miracle if Omega Squad came back on this game.
I agree completely.
It's reminding me of the Spica game for his first TSM game where he took until 22 minutes to get his transform. For any of you that watch Alawi going for a trade here, getting the
Kane should
totem
have been
off.
at Rift since their whole team was at Dragon. But that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Gotta get his farm.
Yep.
Gonna
DGX having total objective control here. Karma getting the root off on Alawi. Alawi trying to get the health back with the tentacles. Oh, Alawi might get a kill here. The tentacles are going to be spawning and going for Karma. Alawi, now that she has some of those kills under her belt, is easily able to bully this Karma out of the lane.
Tentacles have a hard time killing the Karma, what with her being a more mobile champion than a lot of the squishier people on her team, but
But I mean, she has the speed up, so Alawi's original E, if you get it, does slow her down, which makes it hard to dodge.
slow her down, but with the shield and the speed up, and the fact that you can pretty much tell where the tentacles are going to strike, you'd have to kind of be asleep at the keyboard.
Yeah, we'll see. I keep seeing her get hit by 1 or 2 each time, and it has been enough to kill, but Alawi's definitely starting to become the more powerful top laner of the two.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ardent Sensor first, or
Despite
Athene
4
first,
kills on
sorry.
the Karma, go in support.
Athene's and Ardent Sensor, so that shield is going to be very strong.
Yeah. And although Karma is up by 2 kills, Alawi is up by 30 some CS here, so.
34 CS.
And the gold difference is actually Alawi is winning in gold currently by like 20. But in the Malphite ult, shuts on the Annie. The Asher ult, there's nothing much to do there.
I'm not sure that was a necessary cleanse on the Jinx's part, but better safe than
Not at
sorry,
all.
I suppose.
There's no
No.
follow-up from the team on that assault.
The Zyra was there, so another lockdown would have been possible, but with the Malphite ult out, I'm not sure you need to be scared of that at this point.
I think
No,
that's
Zyra was still walking up too.
as opposed to a thought out. Oh, Morgana might get caught out by the Ram is here, but she is able to root him and make it out to safely. Zyra gets a root onto the Jinx zone. There comes the ult. Jinx flashes and they get the Morgana in the meantime. And man, they keep
Also
carrying
John
this
Kane
Ash.
running for his life.
Just chase down.
Jinx should have saved that cleanse.
It's disgusting though because they keep pairing this Ash with like the likes of either slows or people that can chase down. So once you get caught out by one thing, Ash just slows you. You can't get away at that point. You just have to turn and face the music.
Meanwhile, Monkey was running it down top lane.
Ayo.
TP coming out from treadle stance to
The
catch
taunt
the
under
Ash.
cover. Ram is taking tower shots, but not really taking damage. Kane might die
22 minutes
here.
in and still no form.
Kane surviving with 60
He
health
might have
there.
form now, I think, with that trade. I hope, maybe.
He better get. Come on, dude.
Shaman Assassin is ready. I think he just is waiting for Red Kane. Oh, there's the Red Kane.
Stain again not building Mikhail's. Then again with no items built. I guess he's just trying to get that
done with.
lockdown for his team. But when your Jinx is really a lot of your damage and it's just continuous team fights, you really need that Crucible. And 2 games in a row not building it, it's painful for Muddy.
Yeah. In other news, Kane does have red form. Kane is an actual Kane now.
Finally,
He was sitting on the Shadow Assassin waiting to get Red Kane because he didn't want to go Shadow
It
Assassin
took
this
so
game.
long, but still a long time to wait regardless.
Yeah.
Dragon is coming up here soon. Omega Squad is definitely gonna want to fight this.
They're going to want to. I'm not sure if they can. They're going to have to get a shutdown on the Ashe somehow. And Kane's already getting caught out before the fight even starts. But that is Ashe arrow gone before the fight starts. But Rammus is going in with the help of... there goes the Alawi ult, smashing down, trying to get some kills. The Zyra ult comes out as well.
How we all defend?
Alawi Rammus kills Zyra, gets the kill and return on Annie, but Ashe is just here to clean up. Ashe gets 2 kills, and the Karma, takes the 3rd.
An ace for the side of DGX with the only cost being their jungler and gives them soul. This is really a very clean game for the side of DGX.
Alawi just solo ulting the Rammus there was a big mistake.
I think she got a 2nd, but I think she failed to get a totem up. Yeah, nope, never mind. You're right. It was a solo ult on Rammus, and she got a totem on Rammus.
Alawi needed to flash into that backline and ult the Ashe.
Definitely.
At this point, I'm not even sure the Ashe is the only issue. You gotta get on quite a few members for the side of DGX or have any hope of turning a fight.
Yeah. And Alawi has the kit to do it. She just hasn't been able to get to the backline of the Karma of the Ashe. Honestly,
well,
of the
the
Zyra
backline
too.
in general, but I mean there was 2 decks to each other, I believe.
Oh no.
Now he might get caught out here.
No.
You hate to see it. The point this late.
Yeah,
Had the forethought to check the bush with a vessel pull, but
it doesn't matter when 5 people are there, including a Rammus and an Ashe.
you're having a ghost friend's gonna do much for you.
Yeah. I don't think it's just Morgana. There's a lot going wrong this game. You can't just pin it on
Ash, Malphite.
Kane getting a shutdown on Malphite though. He goes to steal, but he is unable to. And he is shut down there. And the slow from Karma is probably going to ensure that Annie and Jinx also die as well. There's one. Looks like Annie will get away with her life. But that is 4 members with Baron and only 2 alive from the side of Omega Squad. You say that you're saying play around the Alawi top lane, but Kane didn't gank Alawi once during that, I don't believe. Or if he did, it was only once. I don't know. I feel like this team needs to work on what their win condition is. Because currently there's a lot of... Oh, Kane gets caught out as well. The Asho. Oh, Alawi might get an ult though. Here comes the big damage from Alawi. And it's enough to keep her alive. Kane gets a kill onto the Rammus. And he gets a kill onto the Ashe. And they keep on going. Malphite gets 2 kills, so he's coming back, but Annie does shut down the Malphite there. So now it's just Jinx trying to shut down the Annie, or the Karma trying to shut down the Annie here. Annie gets the stun. Will she be able to get away though? No, she will not. Karma gets the kill there. Jinx trying to fight them off here, but I think that will in fact be a, what is that? A 3 for 3 there at the end.
Private, I would like to lodge a formal complaint as to you not being silenced anymore. You are far too insightful, pointing out way too many things to be sat there, us listening and nobody else being able to hear you.
And we have...
Quick back after taking a turret. Just keep the pressure up around the map. Jinx looking for a second turret for the side of Omega Squad here in the mid lane, quickly clearing out, and with only her around, she might be able to get caught out here though. No, but the Chomper's able to deter Rammus long enough. Rammus able to protect their outer turret, keeping them at just 1 turret down in the top lane.
Yeah, that last fight went well though when they got the Alawi onto the back line and being able to ult 3 or 4 different people. Now, the overall fight did end up well, but that's the right idea of trying to get the Alawi to be able to do that lifesteal of having 3 or 4 different people being hit by the tentacles at the same time and forcing their backline to run away. But I'm not sure if it will be enough at this point in the game.
Absolutely. With the Elder Drake being the next neutral objective on the board, it looks like both teams are content to just push out and see if they can catch the other slipping.
If you're Omega Squad, what are you trying to do here to stay in the game and not just get erased during this Elder fight?
With Omega Squad, I'd almost prefer to put the Kane top lane, keep a mobile member able to move around the map and keep some pressure up, keep Alawi in the mid lane, maybe put the Annie in the bot lane with both of the bot laners backing up the Alawi, just trying to stretch out DGX and see if you can get something.
Malphite coming in, shutting down the Annie. And then Ashe shutting down the Alawi. That's definitely Elder, or they might just run it down mid and try to end the game here.
Could very definitely be an end. With Alawi down, there's a lot less pressure to keep people off of your turrets.
Yeah, Kane going inside Rammus, but it's not going to do too much.
It's their job to tank people away.
And this seems to be the last fight. Ashe is going to slow Kane down to kill him, while Malphite's going to kill Jinx, and Zyra's going to get the inhib. This looks like it's game. DGX coming out strong for game 3, ending it in only 30 minutes while the other games have been going to 35 or 40-ish. They seem to have found their rhythm and know what they want.
9 deaths on the Alawi this game.
Morgana didn't have enough gold to buy support items.
Morgana didn't have enough gold.
Zonia's is the first thing you buy in Morgana.
That is a true statement.
So you can
Because it's for alt.
so you can ult an entire
So you
team and
can
live.
lock down their entire team as opposed to just one or two and also potentially live. Like, without the Zonias, you are little more than a black shield and a.
For those of you watching, our producer is wondering why Morgana built Zonia's first as opposed to a support item.
I can't
In
get
case
into
you're wondering what we're talking about.
guys. I can't get into the custom lobby.
But yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna get off because I have to get up for work in 5 hours.
Nerd.
Bye.
Good stuff. I
Perfect.
like what DGX is doing. They're playing a much cleaner game. Each game seems to be cleaner from them after that first one.
Absolutely. The first game acting as a wake up call, it seems.
Yeah. Alrighty. Night, y'all.
Night.
Boop. Oh, wait, that's not the.
I really want to see Relapse get off this Kane pick.
I want to see him on something.
He's so irrelevant in the game. It's not even funny. There's just no jungle pressure for a
I
main
feel like if
squad.
they put him on another jungler like the Vi, that's another early game champion, but kind of forces you to be relevant earlier, or you're never going to be relevant, would be. No basic NA player. I am not more toxic than you.
It's more toxic than Chad.
But I very much agree with you. The Kane pick just doesn't seem to be doing what they want. Definitely
main
needs to
squad
be.
needs an early jungler. They need to get their top and mid ahead. Period.
I feel like even if it wasn't an early game champion, a champion that forces him to be ganking would be helpful.
Yeah, just ganking it all would be helpful. And sustain on that Morgana was just not the play.
You can obviously tell that that's not a pick that he plays
Yes.
with.
That was very
I have
adamant.
been kicked from the lobby. This is fine.
Oh, we're going again?
I'm fine.
Hold on.
I'm not.
I'm coming. Hopefully the password's the same.
Keep
It's
kicking.
fine.
I just got kicked from the lobby. Yep.
See it, dude.
I don't know.
I see it, dude. Yeah.
You know what? I'll just relog and we'll see if we can make that better.
I thought you were saying,
Small
well, I'll
indie-
just leave.
Small indie company. Hmm.
In this stream right now.
Someone could send me the password. That would make me a very happy person.
It's the same one.
I never got it. My name's not Pickin, thanks.
Shut up.
Okay. And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm hoping to see a Zyra ban this time around. I'm not sure why they keep banning the Fizz and just letting the Zyra through every time.
I don't know. I think, yeah, Zyra definitely needs to be one of their prio bans.
I understand you've got to focus elsewhere on the map too, with both Turtle and Bruce being a dangerous duo up there in the top side of the map, and Masquerade having a fairly good pool of champions. But at the end of the day, you just kind of have to respect 2B on his Zyra. just clean.
Yeah, I agree. I just yeah, if they ban that Zyra, they have a potential to get that bot lane strong, which could really help them out.
Absolutely. If it makes you feel any better, this is actually a new one. It used to be fair enough.
Oop.
Oh yeah? Why is that? I'm sure you will find some time, Private. I believe in you.
What other mid laners does Surge play? Do we know?
I know he's a very good cast.
Okay, well, if he doesn't play, if he doesn't play just two champions.
Let me go. I do not have the pro draft link. Nobody sends me the pro draft link.
No one sends us the pro draft links.
We don't get anything, sir. We're just here talking.
Surge can play other mid laners.
Zyra ban comes out for Omega Squad. That makes me a happy camper.
Thank the Lord.
The Fiora ban for the first ban of DGX.
Not surprised. It's been their first ban every game.
And with good reason.
Oh, of course. It looks like Surge can play other mid laners. We're just not seeing it. Singed ban again.
Absolutely can play other mid laners.
Half ban again.
A lot of the same old, but it is certainly nice to be seeing
A Zyra ban.
Zyra ban as opposed to another target ban at the mid lane.
Definitely. Omega Squad looks like they're going to take the Ashe this time.
Just deny them the entire bot lane. Very interesting choice.
Ooh, but the Caitlyn pick.
The brand pick for 2B, another one of his very strong picks. Hopefully with the lower C output, even with the higher damage, he can either Omega Squad can find a way to work around it, or DGX just finds a way to continue to run away with it. Alistar for sustain, I'm happy to see that.
Oh, I was really hoping for the Galio pick there.
The Scion.
But I'm happy with the Scion.
Happy with the Scion, but I'm really excited about this bot lane. Putting an Ashe to set up the rest of the team, and putting sustain on really his signature champion, all things considered.
So far, Omega Squad has two very good front lines.
The second round of bans as the Morgana rounds out the first set of picks. DGX likely going to target the mid lane here, getting rid of the Galio. Maybe being baited again, maybe just respecting it. Who knows? At this point, I believe they can afford to be baited once or twice.
I think so too.
See where Omega Squad goes with this. Getting rid of the Karma, not wanting to see that again.
Good choice. I like it.
Absolutely. I'm curious to see what they're going to ban next. Are they going to ban the Warwick again?
I don't think they should.
I don't think they should, but it does ban two positions. DGX potentially doing Omega Squad a favor here.
Good.
The Warwick banning out, preventing both the top lane pick and a jungle pick. It makes sense, but perhaps not the most priority pick.
Answering the top pick. I like it. Yes, here, the Oriana mid, finally. We're getting rid of the Annie.
The Nocturne for the jungle. This should be what hopefully pushes Relapse into a more gank heavy
Yeah.
playstyle. The Rammus drowning out. All in all, a fairly decent draft on both sides, and I'm really happy with what Omega Squad did this time, both getting rid of the Zyra and also putting Sustain on a comfort pick and moving away from the Annie that clearly wasn't doing it, unfortunately. I'm interested to see how Muddy Carrot does on the Ashe. He seems to like a lot more high damage output ADCs as opposed to the more sustained damage, but a lower sustained damage, but does provide that utility.
Which I think works well with sustained tank supports.
Absolutely.
That hard to engage.
The Alistar Ashe is a very dangerous lane. If you get caught out, you're basically done. The quick combo from Alistar giving Ashe enough time to turn and get that slow on you is just punishing to go up against.
You flash or die.
Or just don't get caught in that situation, I suppose. You could buy a mechanical crystal. That's an option. Perhaps this time, Sustain won't have to be the one to buy it. So, do we have any guesses if we're going to get to 5 games, or we think this is?
I think this game for Omega Squad has a lot more potential with
There's certainly a lot of potential here.
Nocturne and Oriana. Oriana can make some big plays with that ulti. Ori lines him up. Alistar's Scion knockup. Scion ulti. Ashe arrow. A lot of potential.
Riftwalker's trying to extend it to 5-game series, and the chat does not seem to have an opinion one way or the other. It's very nice of all of you. I appreciate you answering my question. Jay's the only one here who cares about me.
I definitely want to see this go to I definitely want to see Omega win here so we can have some more games. Amp it up. Come back.
Who's this random caster? Sassy.
Hello,
Sassy.
me, Jay, and iPod.
Jay and iPod. Yeah.
J-Pod. What's up?
No, it's not J-Pod. It will never be J-Pod. It should not be J-Pod.
Why?
Why? Oh my god, that's terrible.
Why?
Now, admittedly, it's better than IJ.
J-Pod is what do you mean? It's fucking fire, dude. Like
If you insist, but please just don't say it any more than you have to. Oh my gosh. It's okay, 007 has said that he cares about me. I appreciate you, sir. I believe that's
care about you, iPod.
I'm up to 2 people, guys. Let's go.
I've known you for so long. If I didn't care about you, we wouldn't be friends. Come on now.
I'd hope you didn't hate me. That'd be a bit awkward.
Secretly, you hated me this whole time.
You know, it wouldn't be the first time. Uh,
Hey, J-Pod for life.
no, let's. God, I hate it. I have
Why
to
do you-
accept it, but I hate it.
Petition to make
I'm not
iPod
going crazy. J-Pod is terrible, isn't it?
and no response.
No response. Okay, he doesn't want to be involved. Okay. You know what? Fair enough. He's making noises. He's risen from the grave. Of course you are. Of course you are. A much more traditional draft coming out for the side of Omega Squad, and I'm really happy that's where they're going with it. Keeping the tank at the support, especially with Sustain being so comfortable in Alistar. DGX is doing more of the same, keeping the Rammus, moving to a Caitlyn instead of the Ashe, and the Brand instead of the Xayah, which will be a much more poke lane than it is a catch lane, but it'll be very interesting to see if they'll be able to outpoke the all-in, outpoke to deter the all-in. I mean, you can't outpoke an all-in. That's kind of defeats the point.
Good job.
You know what? I'm doing my best here. It's late.
Well, your best isn't good enough.
You know what? I'm sorry. Ugh. Now the chat sassing me too. I don't need this in my life. Caster 1v1,
Caster 1v1.
that would not end very well.
I mean, we can take it to the rift.
We absolutely could, but I'd whoop you and I'd feel bad.
Oh, it's about to be a little Rift Walkers after show here.
No, I'm going to bed after this one. Thanks. Maybe tomorrow. Oh,
Pause at 10
are we sure we're not doing 7 or like 12 this time?
or 13. I'm positive. Pause at 10.
Pause
I'm
it.
paused.
We're all good.
Yep.
Shall I remind you of your vulnerability?
Comment on Ori. I'm not a fan of that. Though it's not terrible, obviously, but Ori does allow for that extra shield.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Electrocute Brand looking to do damage here.
I'm not sure I agree with the Electrocute brand. I play a fair bit of brand, and I've found that Dark Harvest just lets me run away with games a lot more than the Electrocute.
I agree. I personally like Dark Harvest better as well. Third Stinian awarded Bush there.
And again, with a notable amount of mobility on the side of Omega Squad, maybe he's just trying to maximize a single target damage and just burst one person down, which Electrocute, of course, helps with early game.
True. Could be a possibility.
I still think Dark Harvest is the way to go, but what do I know?
Yeah. I mean, we both agree, but what do we know?
There's a reason we're both not 2B hentai.
True. He could prove us wrong here.
Good. Oh, it's not a bad pick at all. Electrocute is a very good rune on Brand. It gives you a lot of early damage. I find Dark Harvest is a lot better for team fights.
Yeah. Masquerade already setting up the mid wave here.
Monkey and Turtle doing a nice dance around each other, slap each other once and walk away.
You got
Top lane
love
at its finest.
Want Scion getting those grasp stacks.
Get them while you can. Both bot lanes now in the lane. Little bit of poke coming out from Caitlyn.
Now
onto the
getting
Ashe.
that farm here, 4-1.
Relapse again, going for the full clear.
Kate starting off with a call here.
Ram is just much quicker through his jungle, likely going to get off a gank well before Nocturne can even get to his blue if he does stop at his wolves like he has been the past couple games. I understand what Relapse is trying to do, and it works a lot better on Nocturne here, especially because you're just trying to get to 6 as quick as possible so you can get those ganks off, but I don't know. And again, there's a reason I'm not a jungle main. Monkey with a lot of pressure here in the top side, while
Almost double
sustaining
guarantee
a quick
already.
Emily.
I think he catch up a little bit here, but doing fairly well so far.
Absolutely. Now I have to ask, what are your expectations for Masquerade on the Morgana? Are you expecting big plays? Are you expecting more consistent plays? Are you expecting to be disappointed? I gotta know.
Well, he already played Morgana once, and he did pretty well. So, but that was also against the Annie, who was less range. So we'll see versus the Oriana.
So,
I think kill potential for this lane is lower. But other than that, I think he'll do just fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A much less interesting game here in the first couple minutes. Most of the damage coming out in short trades on the top side of the map with a little bit of deterring poke on the bot side, and both the mid laners just kind of throwing abilities in front of each other. Junglers seem to be coming in as Rammus comes in on the top side looking for something on Sion. Garen following up, but the flash from Monkey is means he'll get out safe. I'm not sure he needed that, but should give him the health needed to stay in lane longer.
Rammus Taunt and Garen's silence would have kept him unable to knock up or E for quite a bit there.
Very true, but
Coming back in again.
Repeat ganking with the flash out. This could be a lot of damage.
The Monkey did not ward that.
Turns back into it, and he's down for the first blood, and with no minions near him, he's not even going to be able to farm with his passive much more than 1 or 2 minions.
Just one?
Just the one. Unfortunate. Relapse down here on the bottom side of the map again, starting up his full clear, and Bruce hanging out top side. Not sure that's necessarily needed with Garen being at just about full health and having flash. It's not necessarily a risky lane to be in, especially when you're not pushed up on the turret.
He might have been expecting the TP from Monkey there.
Absolutely could have. Absolutely could have.
And coming back for a third gank.
That would just be demoralizing regardless of how well you're doing. And a combo onto the Brand. Brand flash still gets stunned. A lot of damage coming out of them. The heal comes out from Caitlyn. Both sides walk away with a massive win for the trade on the side of Omega Squad, in my opinion. Brand, very low health, keeps him pushed back and reduces a lot of the early damage in this lane and a lot of the early effectiveness of Electrocute if he doesn't back here relatively quickly.
And it looks like he's not going to back, although he does have another pod that he just
He does have
popped.
a pot, so that should help him. I was not tracking to hit a pot. That is my bad, but still, a pot down is a fairly big deal when you're on a squishy mage like Brand.
Yeah, pretty even everywhere except for the jungle.
Electrocute coming out for the Brand. Some fairly decent damage. The flash for Alistar. Rammus coming in to try and save it. The Alistar might get caught out here. Morgana coming in as well. The Alistar is dead. The Ashe is soon to follow. Very clean play for the side of
TP
DGX.
coming from Morgan. Oh, wow.
Asserting that they are the ones to beat here and not the other way around.
But
And this
Brand
should be a
got
free
the
trade for
kill.
them. Stream froze? I am at 647.
644.
pause. I'll pause at 47, I suppose.
650 now. I'm at 6.
Where are you
I'm
at,
at
Private?
7 minutes.
Private. I will go to 704. I will catch up with you after they take this Drake, an extended trade on the top side. I'll get to 704 because I need to catch up with you. Were you ready? Pause? Hold on. Alright, so where are you at? Okay. On to 715 we go with a very clean Drake take for...
I just paused at 740. Let me know when y'all get there.
Okay, I'm at 715 now.
Okay, 1 second.
You can rewind yourself.
I'm aware. Okay.
715 while we wait for Jay. There's about 1,000 gold lead on the side of DGX.
I'm at 715. You're good.
Okay, that was a short wait. With a 3-kill lead in an Infernal Drake, it's not shocking that there's already a little over 1,000 gold lead for the side of DGX. Even with the better draft. Much slower early game, but it doesn't look like it's necessarily giving them an early easy game as far as for Omega Squad goes.
Why are you laughing?
He's probably reading somebody being sassy to us. Dare I ask, the flash from Garen, I'm not sure I approve of that. Minion wave pushing against him and Scion a tank, I don't... TP coming out from Monkey to make sure he doesn't miss any of the wave. Looks like both bot and mid are just kind of staring at each other a little bit while Relapse sets himself up for something here on the bot side while Bruce is taking his red buff. Orianna's also down here on the bot side of the map. They could look for something here. It doesn't look like they're going to keep Zerg here though. Relapse committing to it, even just now starting to back in the tri-bush. Private just asked if we're seeing any fatigue. It certainly could be the case, but I don't know. Both teams seem to... If there is a fatigue, it seems to be on both sides, as both teams are playing a much more calm early game than they have been these past couple games, which have been very action-packed in the first couple minutes. Really just some short trades aside from the occasional spin-to-win Garen just kind of slapping on the Scion for a little bit before they both turn around after Grass proc and are both at full health again.
Ram is 5, well, Nocturne is 6, so he does have the advantage for a little bit.
He's got the advantage. The Nocturne comes out onto the Garen. Well, the Garen spins. The Rammus is there. The Morgana here to follow up the flash from Monkey. I'm not sure it's what they were looking for. The ball comes out from Orianna, just a last little bit of poke, and Garen goes right back to spinning in minions. It's all shit, Garen. It's all good shit. You know what? I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead.
Stinger.
Garen absolutely building for attack speed. Very much planning to be the damage. The flash comes out from Nocturne. A very good move. Probably saves his life with both the Garen and the Rammus there. Scion looking for a little bit of a fight here. Garen starts spinning. Everybody starts running. Ori getting a pretty decent health lead on the Morgana. Not nearly enough to push either of them out of lane, but still about 1/5 of his health, which is nothing to sneeze at, especially with a Nocturne. If you can keep that damage up, maybe the ult onto the Morgana can do some serious damage. The Orianna having to back because of mana. Sion pushed up, just keeping the Garen under his tower, and bot lane, more of the same.
Coming back with Sorcerer's Shoes.
Who is that?
Surge. Ori.
Ah, the Orianna coming back with boots. Gotcha. Both with the lost chapter, but Morgana choosing to finish the Hextech GLP while Orianna takes the Sork boots, likely looking for a little bit more roam, while the Morgana is hoping that team fights can start up a little bit sooner. Both of these mid laners not having a great damage output themselves, but a lot of utility. As Rammus comes down into the bot lane, the exhaust onto the Ashe, just a quick death on Muddy. Pushed up a little too far with a speedy Rammus. There's not a whole lot you can do. You need vision up there by the blue buff to even spot that before it's already too late, with both the Rift speed up and also just being Garen. Rammus as the Nocturne ult comes out as they catch out Caitlyn. Hentai taking a lot of damage here. The ult comes out onto the Alistar, blows him up instantly. Serg running away, gets caught though. The Shockwave coming out trying to buy himself a couple extra seconds, but isn't going to be enough. And honestly, just a good fight for DGX, and should give them the Drake if they push it here, but with the Nocturne up, it looks like they're not confident enough to take it with the level advantage on the Nocturne, as the Brand goes back to reset with his low health, and Rammus goes right back to farming. Monkey looks like he just got pushed out of lane a little bit with a trade that did not go his way. That could, of course, be compounding trades. I have not been watching him the past couple seconds. A lot of vision for both teams. Around the Drake pit, not much else is on the map as far as vision goes. Garen looks to reset. What are you thinking about the state of the game as Alistar does his damnedest to get rid of some of the vision?
It is very slow. They're
Absolutely.
really only playing for objectives here and getting picked when they can.
Very definitely. Very definitely. A very
It's not
different.
bad at all.
It's not bad, but it is very different pace than the past 3 games have been.
I still want to see Relapse looking for more picks in the lanes here.
Absolutely, but with a
That
knock,
bot-
you almost have to wait for your paranoia to pop back up.
Yeah, I want them to let bot lane push in, because I think that's the only successfully gankable kill lane.
Garen getting some pretty decent damage out on Monkey. Takes a turret shot, somewhat evens it out, but absolutely a lost trade
That
on
just
this
tickles
Monkey.
him.
Nocturne pushing up as Garen chases him away. Still a control word on the Drake for both teams, but Bruce coming in to change that, it looks like. Orianna, Alistar, and Ashe. Here as Hentai catches out Alistar. Quick 3 hits, puts them down to half health. 4 members on the side here for DGX. Garen and Nocturne both running down to this fight as soon as they can. Sion doing his best to zone them off. Rammus coming in, knocks up the Sion as he got the Brand passive. Sion knocked down quickly, but quickly followed by the Morgana, and then the Nocturne. Still a 2-for-1 right now as Orianna runs away from the Garen as quick as she possibly can. The Alistar coming in to save. The Orianna looks like she might be caught out. The Ashe is gone. Alistar is gone. The Orianna is the only one left for Omega Squad, and at a 2-for-10 and down 2 Drakes at this point, this is it's looking like it's going to be a 4-game series unless something significant comes out. With that, the 2 Drakes have been secured 15 minutes in, and DGX goes back to farming. A couple of their members resetting as the rest of Omega Squad gets back out onto the map.
It's up right now. I would like to see Relapse maybe go for that.
Very definitely could put some pressure
Open up
on the
that
end.
mid lane before we get around the map a little bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with the Sork boots being bought early, it's definitely what she's trying to do.
Oh, yeah.
Trying for his first item after buying his Berserker Greaves. Extended trade, spin to win, finishing the farm and backing away. Gotta love the tank matchups. Orianna and Morgana once again throwing abilities at each other.
Garen just standing there and Sion clears the ward.
Garen and Sion going at it, but you can't really tell.
You tanky boys.
Two tanky boys sitting
Garen
in the
is
lane 5 feet
slowly-
apart because they're not gay.
Oh. They are going to fight up here in the top lane. Nocturne making his way up. But Garen's gonna
His
pick
way up.
off.
So is the Rammus and the Morgana for the side of DGX. Orianna a little slow to rotate. The flash comes out from Nocturne to get himself away. A quick flash, but definitely a necessary one to keep himself safe at that point.
Luckily, DGX does not have the wave stick the mid tower here.
Absolutely. They very definitely could have, but looks like Orianna was late to rotate because she was clearing the wave just in case that did happen. Rammus flash gets onto the Orianna, a quick burst down. Alistar looks like he's going to
No
be
time for the Oreo.
Nocturne also down with the ult, jumps onto the Rammus and is just not the person you want to jump on as an auto attack based champion. But I suppose there's not much of an option at this point. A very quick moving target. This is a very Garen looks like he's going for the trade on Monkey. Monkey just kind of walking, accepting his punishment, and then walking out. Hardly worse for wear. 3 members on the side of Omega Squad here in the mid lane. Sustain looks like he's going around getting some defensive vision set up. In the mid lane, leaving Ashe to the bot lane by herself. The Brand coming down to support the Caitlyn. Morgana wisely staying back a little bit with the Alistar so close. Garen and Sion still duking it out. Still both at about the same health they were at last time I checked.
Basically, it's very, very slow in this top lane.
Absolutely. And the Ocean Drake for the side of DGX is just going to make it look all that much slower. Does look like it'll be a Rift Herald though, with Nocturne on the bottom side of the map. I'm not sure there's much of a way to contest. Orianna knows that there's something going on, but not brave enough to step up and find it herself, which is probably a very good call. Last thing you want to do is face check a Rammus and a Morgana.
It would be a free rift for DGX.
Absolutely, especially with Nocturne out here and taking a sizable amount of damage from the Brand. As the top lane goes to reset, Orianna and Morgana go right back to throwing abilities at each other. Rammus coming
Here
in.
comes Rammus for the game.
Nocturne in the bot lane as the
in the
Rammus
bot
comes
lane.
in the mid lane. The Orianna quickly goes down as the Brand follows suit by the Ashe. The Sion TP into the mid lane as the TP follows into the bot lane. It looks like it's the Garen coming to try and finish off either the Ashe or the Alistars. That Ashe and Nocturne are both in very deep. The Morgana and the Rammus coming back in. The Garen quickly ults the Ashe, takes him out of the fight right away, and the Rammus follows right up with a knock up onto Nocturne and Diana. Morgana getting the kill, and this should be the third Drake for the team, putting them on soul point once again.
Both of those kills went over to the Ashe there.
Absolutely. Should put Muddy Carrot in a little bit better spot than they were, but still being on the other side of a soul point is not where you want to be in any case.
No, absolutely not.
See, I've got you saying it now.
God damn it. Absolutely.
Take a quick look at CS. We see that Garen is up a little bit on the Scion. The jungles are fairly close to each other, though Bruce does have 4 kills and also a camp advantage, as Nocturne looks like he's about to be collapsed on, as DGX just claims this buff as their own. Morgana up about 10 CS on the Orianna. The Ashe is a little bit ahead, and of course Alistar is going to be ahead of the Brand. But the 7,000
like
gold.
Zion. Oh, never mind. He ulted out.
Zion ults away, gets away just fine. The Nocturne's here just to make sure, but with 3 members on the side of DGX here on the top side, they wanted to fight him. Sure, they could from both the Orianna and Morgana bot side. The Ashe taken out very quickly. The tank cannot take it. Even with the ult popped, he can't take the passive stacks from the Brand as well as the ult from the Caitlyn. The Ram is duking out here with the Nocturne as Shelly takes down the mid turret tier 2 for DGX. Top lane is doing top lane things, but the rest of the map is just going at it all of a sudden. DGX doing a very good job of having multiple things going on at once to try and mess with the communication on the side of Omega Squad as much as they possibly can, only being able to respond to one thing on the map at a time, it seems. But with 4 members here on the bot side for both teams, it looks like there could be another team fight developing here rather quickly. Ooh, the ult comes out from Garen. An extended trade finally goes his way. That Ocean Drake just kept him in the fight long enough to slowly burn down Monkey. The ult just seals it. It looks like it's going to be a turret here for Turtle Stance. Garen just wails away at the turret. Nobody from Omega Squad bothering to go up and defend it, but with it being a tier 1 this late in the game, I'm not sure it'd be worth it even if they did.
4 towers to 0 right now.
Absolutely. Masquerade again with a 2, not quite a 2, a 1 and change level advantage on Zerg. The flash and the ult comes out from Orianna, and it's not enough to save Masquerade. The Black Shield timed just perfectly to keep himself from being pulled around by the shockwave and saving himself a lot of damage and just annihilating Zerg. All across the map, though, is, again, very much DGX's game to lose, and slower game, and Omega Squad certainly showing that they deserve to be in this match, especially with the first win going to them, but it's looking more and more like DGX is playing with their food at this point. Zion coming in behind the Garen to try and keep him off the turret, as the other 4 members of DGX on the bottom side of the map, with Ashe and Alistar coming up to try and help Zion. The Ashe arrow misses, but forces the Garen to turn back into the Sion ult as the knockup from the Sion gets him, with Garen just being constantly slowed by the Ashe. Is just not enough to get away with his Q, and he falls. Could potentially look for a Baron play, but with Nocturne on the bottom side of the map fighting in the alcove from the other members of DGX, I'm not sure why they'd push for it, even with the pings to go. Absolutely. Soul point coming up here. Both teams having control wards, but not for long. How long on the Drake?
17 seconds.
17 seconds. They definitely need to stay here on the bottom side of the map as they try to push out the mid lane is for a last little bit of pressure. 9 seconds left on the Cloud Drake. That looks like it's just We could absolutely
Oh,
see some TPs coming in from the
all
top side of the
down
map.
here.
Garen the first to TP as Scion tries to take a turret while he's at it. Garen coming in from the side. The Nocturne ults, but the ult already down from Brand. Scion not coming down, just Nocturne eliminated. Alistar flashing away to try and survive, but not enough. And Oriana's been dead for a while. That's just Soul Point. And Scion gets a turret and a half out of it, but I'm not sure it's ever worth it, especially with Garen up here now. It could turn into a long, prolonged fight that Garen has just been winning as of late. Late to realize Scion is now taking some punishment from Garen as Rammus comes up. Ash, the only other member alive, this is definitely going to be a 1v1 for the long haul, as both just Scion walks and Garen spins. The ult comes out from Scion should mean his safety, but that absolutely would have been appreciated on a TP to Dragon, and maybe there just wasn't any vision to TP to, but I find that hard to believe. Especially with the fully upgraded support item and still 2 members on Omega Squad having their regular trinket ward. As well as Sustain doing a very good job of keeping control wards in his inventory. I can't imagine that there wasn't anything to TP to. But I can't think of any other reason not to go in with the Nocturne ulting onto the Garen, a very poor choice. With the Rammus and Morgana turn onto the Scion as Garen leaves the Nocturne B. The Scion is just burned down. Ashe about to get caught out as well, but Alistar comes in to save. Nocturne and Oriana trying their best to 2v1 Garen, but it's not going to be enough, it looks like. Rammus, meanwhile, just beating up on the poor Ashe. Alistar soon to follow with Caitlyn and Morgana following up, taking a little longer to die after the pop of the ult, but it's just not enough. Resistances, there's too much damage on the side of DGX right now. With the only members alive on Omega Squad being the jungler and the mid laner, they have a rather notable teamfight advantage, particularly with the Oriana being 0-5 and Nocturne sitting at 1-4. This is a free Baron for DGX, and this very well could spell the end of the game, the end of the series.
Our caster's gonna fall asleep too. Nah.
Speak for yourself. I need myself an energy drink now. I do appreciate all of you sticking with us this late. I know it's 1:30 there on the East Coast where most of us are watching this from. Looks like a team fight could be developing here in the mid lane. Brandon, Caitlyn just clearing out some vision, pushing up those wards, just suffocating Omega Squad in every way imaginable. Vision score, Drakes, kills, turrets, it's just all falling apart. It seems as Nocturne ults onto the Morgana, it looks like, and he's just instantly burned down. Alistar going in, trying to keep the backline away from his backline, but it's not enough as Ashe falls to the Garen very quickly, and the Scion soon to follow as Alistar is already dead. Now Scion and Oriana. A clean ace, not costing them anything, and that probably the end of the game, and that means that DGX is the gold champions of Riftwalkers. Very good showing from both teams, but DGX just dominant in the last 3 games.
2K gold lead at the end here.
Absolutely well played by DGX. does spell an end to our playoffs, though. We have both of our winners, both for IBS and for the Gold League. There will, of course, be a show match between the IBS winners and the Gold League winners, with the Gold League playing off.